Hello folks, my name is Ben Ulmer and this is the Nerdy Quick and Dirty. Thank you everyone for tuning into this episode of the NQND, where we review comics, games, and all things strange in under 3 minutes. Why do we do that? So that you don't have to watch a 20-minute video and we can get back to doing whatever it is that we do outside of this. That's it, that's all there is to it, no strings attached. So, without further ado, let's put that 3-minute timer up there and get this video underway. Today we're doing something a little bit different and bringing you a webcomic, one that if you're a frequenter of webtoons, you're probably all too familiar about. It's just huge on there. We're talking about the awesome comedic fantasy Newman by Josh Ulrich. Right off the bat, let's talk about Josh. He's this awesome artist right out of Jacksonville, Florida, who has a couple of recognizable works under his belt already. Things like The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, which was like one of my favorites as a kid. The Discovery Channel's Great White Sharks comic, which I didn't know was a thing, but is super awesome. I mean, there's not a lot cooler than sharks, so there you go. Not to mention he has this very cool art style that generally uses a lot of thick lines, and if not, has this way of being very simple, yet still really conveying depth to a character. Ever wonder what it's like to work in a federal agency that defends the land from monsters and ghoulies? Good, you have. Perfect, because that's what's going down in this series. Basically, we've got our main character, Newman the Gnome, who works for the CRD, which stands for the Creature Removal Department, which is basically a place that's like straight out of a buddy cop film. And who's his partner? Well, that would be Gwen, the drow elf, who is this bow-wielding, snarky, badass girl, who at first just seems like this mean person who would do something horrible to you for the fun of it, who, I don't know, suggests maybe you do a bunch of shots for the fun of it on camera, and then you go, sure, yeah, that'll be great, and then you wake up the next morning with a legendary headache and you spend all day crying on the ground in your Star Wars blanket because your friend thought it would be a good thing and you wanted to make people laugh and now you regret everything in your life! But then they start to get to know each other and it's just great and everything's happy and dandy. I gotta say, one of my favorite characters though in this story is actually not a main character. It's a guy named Chet, who's this elf that works at the CRD and is basically this frat boy, you know, dude bro, Channing Tatum, who by the way, I would totally cast to play him if there was a movie based on this. You know, on that note, actually, I really want this to be a movie. Can we do that? Cut, print, do it live, 10 points for Gryffindor. Hey, do you like a whole bunch of romance and semi-shoujo-esque moments? Me neither. No. And this comic has a bunch of those moments, so if you're like me and you totally don't like that, you might not like this. Yeah. In reality though, that's really all I can think of that's bad about this comic on the spot. And if that's it, then I really think that it speaks momentous volumes about how good that this series really is. Overall, I'm a huge fan, and because it's on webtoons and there's an app for your phone, this has been great for when I'm on transit and I'm reading in public and I cry like a little nerd boy. For that reason, we here at the NQND give Newman by Josh Ulrich a gnome whose thumb can only just make it on camera out of 10. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of the NQND. If you liked what you saw, please like the video, subscribe it. We'd really appreciate it. And if you have maybe a suggestion that you'd like us to review, put it down for the comments. We'll be sure to check it out. We have a Twitter and a Facebook and an Instagram if you want to follow us. Instagram, it's usually just us posting things that we do out and about, or even of us filming. So if you're wanting to check out some of the things that we do back around the scenes, then yeah, there's the place to go. Other than that, I think that just about wraps up this episode. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Ben Ulmer, and this was the Nerdy Quick and Dirty.